in the midst of our week of weeks here in Singapore at Kranji. We're up to Wednesday. We're going to have a look at the international races. I'm joined by Larry Foley for a very special edition of Winning Workouts. How are you, Larry?
Well, it must be special if I'm up from Fremantle this week, Matty, and looking forward to it. The international races this year look terrific. It's been mentioned in a few quarters that it's the best that's ever been, and I think I agree.
Certainly the Cup, I think, is the best. And the international, the KrisFlyer, of course, is very strong as well. No Rocket Man this year or last year, but Super Easy, our horse of the year, is going to go around and fly the flag for Singapore along with Mr. Big. And this horse is going to fly the flag for Australia. It's Bell Sprinter, Galaxy winner from Rose Hill. Wasn't too much happening on the track, was there, this morning?
No, as we were talking off-air before, most of the horses have done their work before they've come. Both Bell Sprinter and Mawingo did their quarantine in Australia. Terrific facilities there. The reports from Australia was very good about the work for both horses, but especially for Bell Sprinter. So they'll just be ticking him over. I think the trainer comes up tonight, Matt, flies in tonight, so tomorrow morning they'll be giving him a little bit more workout, and according to the foreman, Mitchell Beer.
Yes, good name.
Terrific name.
Won't forget that one in a hurry. And Jason Warren, of course, has said that this is a test, really. See how the horse goes in Singapore with a view to Hong Kong sprint later in the year in December. Well, speaking of Hong Kong, here's a 4-time Group 1 winner from Hong Kong. And if he runs up to his best form, Larry, he's going to take a lot of holding out here. The Casper Founds train, Lucky 9.
Also talk about if there's any rain on the day. Matt, keep that in your book. Rain on the day brings in Lucky 9. That was from a local trainer, actually, but worth noting. Now, some people are sort of suggesting that maybe he's past his peak, but Casper knows how to train horses, knows how to travel with horses, and it wasn't long ago this horse was taking on the world, Matt, and I think he could be the Smoky. A few people might forget about him. He's looking terrific on the track, and he's a big show.
It's hard to get a gauge of what price he'll be, but he might be a Smoky, but then again, he might be favourite. He's a Group 1 winner only 2 or 3 months ago.
I think we saw the favourite just a minute ago in Bell Sprinter.
Yeah, might be right. Now, this horse might go off favourite. Super Easy, of course, he won the Lion City Cup. He looks to be our best chance along with Mr. Big, and there he is going through his paces. He looks good at the moment, doesn't he, working without blinkers?
Yeah, it's. I don't think he'll start favourite Super Easy. He's the best of the locals with Mr. Big, I guess, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. We'll be cheering for him, but big ask.
I bet you he goes pretty close to favourite. Belmont Mars, it won't run favourite. Polytrack record's better than the turf record. Runs on turf, Larry, 10 goes for just 1 win. And here's a stat for you. That 1 win on turf came in a £4,000 race.
That's a good stat. And here's another stat for you. He'll be happy to see that Ronaldo the Wizard's not here, because he's run up the backside of that horse on numerous occasions recently. He's finished second to him on 2 occasions and third behind him 2 starts ago. Due by form, the Golden Shaheen's good. He's only been beaten a neck there. It was a good run. He'll race handy, and I think he'll go okay, and he'll be each way value too, Matty.
Here's Mr. Big in action. We'll hear from Michael Freeman in just a moment. Mr. Big, of course, finishing second in the Lion City Cup behind Super Easy. He's a horse who's been to Dubai in the Elquos. He ran so well there. And Michael Freeman looks to have our 2 leading hopes coming into the KrisFlyer.
Michael, I'll start with Super Easy. How's he done during the week?
Yeah, very well, Craig. He seems to have come on well from the Lion City Cup. Put in a nice piece of work this morning. Joe rode him, and we were both very happy with how he went.
And Mr. Big, a second representative in the KrisFlyer.
Yeah, same story. I've been really happy with how he's come on over the last 3 weeks. I think he looks, in peak condition. Also put in a good gallop this morning with Corey Brown on, and we're going to take the blinkers off on Sunday. I just think maybe he's just going a little too keen in them. So that's probably the only slight variation from the Lion City Cup.
Barrier draws come out on Thursday. Is it more important to draw a gate with Mr. Big?
Oh, look, I think in these big races, it's always good to draw good gates. It gives the jockeys, plenty of options then. So I wouldn't say one's necessarily more important than the other. It'd be nice if they could both draw well.
And the speed of the race, would you envisage Mr. Big to be right up there on the pace?
Yeah, look, that's his natural racing style, is to be somewhere thereabouts. Obviously subject to where he draws, and that'll play a part, but he won't be far away. He doesn't necessarily have to be the one in front, but we'll obviously have a good look at that once the draws are out.
And having a look at the field, there look to be a few swoopers in it, the likes of Bell Sprinter. I dare say Super Easy, you wouldn't want him too far back either.
No, I mean, you know, it was pleasing to see with the blinkers on the other day in the Lion City Cup, you know, where they ran pretty slick time. He was pretty happy to be camped just behind the leaders. He's quite a versatile sort of horse, and Joe knows him back to front. So, again, I think once we see how the barrier draws play out, then we can start sort of looking at where we'll plan to ride him from there.
Very little between them in the Lion City. Is that the same going into the Chris Flyer?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm couldn't be happier with both horses. I think they're both fit and well. I think there was only about a length, maybe a touch more between them in the Lion City Cup. As I said before, the only slight variation is that Mr. Big's going to have the blinkers off on Sunday. So, you know, hopefully they can both put their best foot forward.
Dashigogo has travelled down from Japan. How did he arrive in Singapore?
ダッシャ55がシンガポール着いてからどうですかと、
そうですね、まあ、日本といる時と全く変わらないですね。はい、
Seems like he's not much different to coming to Singapore to Japan, you know, not much different, so he traveled really well.
He was the last to arrive. He arrived late to Singapore on Monday night. Is there much work to do between now and the race with him, as in track work?
レースまで、調教、
はい、
ここからどれ結構やるんですかっていうことです。
そうですね、まあ、今日は運動だったんですけど、まあ、明日、明後日、競馬の前の日はもう軽いキャンターで、まあ、日本で最終追い切りも済ませてるんで、本当にもう調整程度で、はい、挑みたいと思います。はい、
we did the final walk in Japan, so we do just adjusting the condition wise, and we do start tomorrow, walk in the track, cantering, and Saturday before racing day, he will do little bit walk on it, little bit.
Barrier draw, is that important for your horse? Do you need to draw well?
ゲートは重要ですかと、枠順。
重要ですね。やっぱ内枠が欲しいですね。ロスなくやっぱりね、乗ってほしいんで、はい。
Yeah, that's most important part for us, and we'd like to have inside because we want to have a great trip in the inside. So,
from an international point of view, everyone knows a horse like Lord Kanaloa. How does your horse rank alongside of a horse like him?
ロードカナロアはもう皆さん世界中の人は知ってると思うんですけど、
はいはい、
そのダッシャー55に関してはどういうランク付けを自分たちはされてますか？
そうですね、まあ、いつもロードカナロアと走った時はちょっと追いつかないんで、まあ、今回はまあ、ね、ロードカナロアがいないんで、まあ、ダッシャー55にとってはロードカナロアかなり強いんでね、今回いないんで、ぜひカナロアいないメンバーなら勝ちたいなとは思ってますけど。
You know, it's Road Canara is a very good horse, and always Dacia Gogo cannot beat the Road Canara. So, but this time we don't have Road Canara. So, I hope you know he'll be a good race for him because without Road Canara, so.
There is Kachiro Yosada and his interpreter in conversation with Craig Evans. Now, goalkeeper, a few horses down the bottom here, polytrack horses, and goalkeeper's one of those. He's going to be kept fresh by Theo Keyser. He's got a chance, he'll go forward, but he's going to be tested here.